Hey, good afternoon. Just wanted to make a quick video about real estate pricing. This is the first video of a two-part real estate pricing series. Now, so the next video is going to be the one that really has driven down meat to it. This one is basically just going to be recounting a incident that I had recently with one of my subscribers on my YouTube channel. And this gentleman has since unsubscribed for me because we kind of went back and forth a couple times about something, and in retrospect I could have handled it a bit differently than I did, but he got under my skin. So the situation was that he had been actively making comments on a few of my videos, and they were good comments, thoughtful, and we would have little chat conversations about some of the things that he'd commented on and such. And the situation was, the conversation went to drones, and specifically the new Sony drone that is going to be coming out, the Air Peak that they're doing. And his comment about that was, the Air Peak's going to be however much money it is, and then, if you put like an A7S3 on it, and then a, multi-$1,000 lens on the multi-$1,000 camera body on the multi-$1,000 drone, that gets to be kind of goofy just to go and shoot real estate with. And my reply to that was, well, for me it depends on the property. And I said, I have just next week a $5 million property that I'm doing, a very comprehensive marketing package on, and I might use my Inspire to shoot that property, where, my Yumi Everybody Day-to-Day real estate stuff, I use a Mavic 2 Pro, and I love them. I've got a couple of them, but a $5 million property, I might use the Inspire for that. And he immediately came back and said, well, I hope your clients don't ever find out that you're giving preferential treatment one to the next, because I didn't see any Inspire or Inspire 2 pricing on your website. And that got under my skin immediately. Okay, because if you know me, then you know that I don't give preferential treatment to clients. There certainly are clients that I enjoy more than others, but I'm a professional. I have a business. The hard costs are what they are, and I don't give preferential treatment to clients. Now, what I do is shoot adequately for the property at hand and charge adequately for that work. Okay, and that's to say that his comment seemed very akin to, for lack of a better description, I call them bottom feeders. The whole race to the bottom thing with pricing, where, they'll go and for a very low price, they'll go and they'll shoot four corners, everything at like 16 millimeter. They're going to have an HDR workflow. They're not using lights because they can't afford to use lights, because they're charging like $100, $150, whatever it is. And I think that does a disservice, actually, to most of the homes out there. I mean, I am not going to shoot a $5 million house the same way that I'm going to shoot a $200,000 condo. And you shouldn't be shooting a $5 million house the same as you're shooting a $200,000 condo. And you should be charging accordingly for the amount of time, the amount of skill, and the level of equipment that you're going to need to make a $5 million house competitive amongst its competition. You see, we're hired, this is a commercial job, this is a sales job, okay? My clients hire me to have their listing look better than the other listings that it's competing against in the area. And now, if I don't think I can do that, then I shouldn't take the job, okay? Sometimes it means I have to take more time with that house. Sometimes it means I need to bring in equipment that is better resolving or has a bigger dynamic range, or like the case of an Inspire, can carry a Zenmuse X7, which is a much superior camera to the one the DJI Mavic 2 Pro has. What's the downside to that? Well, the downside to that particular thing is it's a $10,000 drone setup versus a $2,000 drone setup. That's more risk, okay? And if I'm assuming more risk by having that kind of equipment on set, I need to be charging accordingly for that, because there's always a chance that that thing could take a nosedive and I've just lost 10 grand, you know? So it's, you know, production companies, this is the way that video production works and has for a long time. You know, they have a specific camera kit that they will charge the client for, and if the client wants a different look or a different camera kit, that may be a different charge. Professional production companies, this is an industry standard. They've been doing that for years, okay? Aside from just the fact that a $5 million house is going to take you a whole lot more time than will a $200,000 condo, okay, your pricing needs to scale for that. And here's the thing, okay, could I shoot a $200,000 condo like a $5 million house? Yes, I could, but one of two things are going to happen. Either the agent that currently pays me a couple $100 to shoot their condo is not going to want to pay me what I'm going to charge to shoot it like a $5 million house and everything that entails, or I'm still going to charge only $200, spend way too much time, and lose money on it. You know, so really you're doing a disservice to not only the client but yourself if your pricing is not scaling with the level of competition that agent's listing is going to see, because they are hiring you to make it the best looking listing out in the market. So I don't want to sling mud, you know, that's why I'm not calling them out and identifying them, because I think professionals should be kind to other professionals. But, you know, I also wanted to defend and define my position on this, because I think what he is part of a company that has race to the bottom kind of pricing, and I am very, very adamantly against that kind of business model. There are plenty of real estate companies out there that have that business model. That is not mine at all. I know that there are, because as I've said before, I am a licensed real estate agent in the state of California, and you know that I've been around real estate a long time. And since I'm a licensed agent in the state of California, I get all of those companies spam emails. You know, they're advertising emails, because that's how they do it. You know, a photographer like myself that has a different model, I do fewer homes than they do. I do them for more money than they charge, and I work by referral. You know, I don't buy marketing lists. I don't blast out. You know, I don't do that. I get belly to belly with people, and I do them right, you know, and I make sure their listing sells. I give that level of service, and they refer me to other people they know, because people say, hey man, who did that for you? And you know, we have a great relationship, so they'll tell them, and I get more clients like that. I get a ton of clients like that. Every month I have, these people are like road raging right in front of me. Hey, that's not your pointer finger. That's some pretty strong gestures for a lady with the horse on the back of her car. Anyway. I forgot what I was saying. I had a little bit of a show there. Oh, picking up clients by way of referral. That's what it was. So yeah, that's the way that I do it. You know, is I don't spend money on marketing. I never have. You know, my business actually grew. My photography business grew very organically out of my real estate sales business, to the point where when I decided, okay, I'm a photographer, not a real estate agent, it was already a pretty healthy business, you know, and that's something I struggled with for a while too, for, you know, a couple of years there. You know, I can't serve two masters, and, you know, what am I going to focus on? Photography won out just because I enjoy doing it so much more than real estate sales. Anyway, I digress. Okay, my point to this long rant is that as a real estate agent, I am on all these companies' marketing lists, and the title of the email is typically going to be something like, it used to be, Okay, professional real estate photography for $79, and then it would have, you know, about 5 asterisks after the $79. And when you go look at the fine print, the asterisks will say, you know, up to 1,200 feet, only 1 kitchen shot needs to be vacant. You know, there are all these different conditions that you need to meet in order to get the $79 deal. So when you dive a little bit deeper on their website, well, what you'll find with most of them is that when you start plugging in services, say like that I would do, you know, and start comparing apples to apples, they're really not that much cheaper than I am, but they do like a bait and switch kind of thing with their, you know, with their phishing emails that they're doing. So that's how it used to be, okay? However, we've had an influx in our industry of these bottom feeders, and now when I get the emails, it will say the same thing, professional real estate photography for $79, and it won't have any asterisks. And it's like, these guys are crazy enough to go out and shoot a house for $80. And I don't see how you can live like that, really. You know, this is the San Francisco Bay Area, and you know, San Francisco is known for several things. I'm not going to go down that road, but one of the things that it's known for is it is extraordinarily expensive to live here. So, you know, to put it in perspective for the people watching from different parts of the country, a typical suburban 4-bedroom house in not a bad neighborhood, not the greatest neighborhood, is about $800,000 or so where I live, you know, at ground zero where I'm at. You can get a smaller house in the barrio for a bit less than that. If you want a good neighborhood, it's going to cost you significantly more than that, over $1 million, definitely. So, you know, so it's a very expensive place to live. And, you know, you can't live going out there shooting houses at $100 unless, okay, this is the only way that you can do it, is you have to shoot like 1,000 houses a year, okay? And you have to be so systematic in the way that you do it. You gotta walk in, shoot 4 corners, in and out in 20 minutes, upload them to the cheapest editor in Asia that you can find that's doing them for like 50 cents an image, because you've got like 5 other shoots that day. You know, that's the only way that you can make a living doing that. And, you know, not only do I like eating, but I like seeing my family too. You know, I don't want to do that. You know, I just, there's nothing about that seems appealing to me. It's not a good way to work, and it's really turning out crap work. You know, those images aren't going to be very good. You know, they're not going to be very good compared to somebody who's out shooting flash ambient brackets and they're hand blending, or they have editors that are doing that. You know, and they're taking their time to get the right angles. You know, they're not just shooting 4 corners. And, you know, that is a different level of service, and it's one that is going to make your client's listing stand out. Okay, so that's the best thing that you can do, not just for yourself, but for your client also. So anyway, I hope you got something from this video. I know it was kind of nebulous and all over the place. I'm just kind of getting my thoughts together for the larger pricing video that I'm working on. And, you know, what I'm going to be doing with that video is really, when I was starting out in real estate photography, and I was trying to figure out how to price myself, there really weren't any resources out there aside from the ones that are very formulaic, you know, and so they would say, well, you know, if you want to make this and your cost is that, then you work backwards from here, and, you know, but that doesn't tell me what people are actually pricing their real estate photography work at. So, you know, I had to figure that out for myself. I had to, you know, glean what I could off of competitors in the area, and I had relationships with a lot of agents and see, you know, what it's worth to them for different things, you know, and so I'm going to blow the doors off of that, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm charging, exactly what for, you know, and how I came up with that. And I have a successful business. You know, my business has been growing for a few years. You know, I have a production van now because my business is successful. So, you know, so I must have been doing something right. early on, when I started pricing it and everything. And my prices are higher now than they were then. And I have the business to be able to support it. So, gonna have all that coming to you probably in a couple days.